time, available there on Amazon and yes, Audible. One of the things I've been thinking about lately is 2021. It's going to be here in a minute. And as I look at the economy, GDP, the consumer, as I've shared in our daily financial news live streams at 7:30, I feel pretty good about 2021. There are actually 10 variables that I want to talk about today that I'm curious what you think. I'd love for you to get out a piece of paper. Maybe it's a virtual paper, if you will. But take these 10 down and let me know what you think. And if you don't want to take them all down, maybe pick the top 3 that you are interested in and let me know what you think. I believe if you watch these 10 variables that you will have a real understanding, are you a bull or a bear on 2021? And again, these will be wide ranging. You will see how some of them tie together and some of them will be separate. I'm just going to go through the list top to bottom, kind of talk about them, kind of point bear, bull numbers, and we'll see what we see. So first off, nothing could be, you have to start with the stock market. So when I started building these lists today, the round numbers were the S&P 500 was about 3735 and the Dow was 30,400. I would think if you're a bull for the stock market, you could see these numbers up 10, maybe 20% next year. If you're a bear, I would assume that they're down 5, 10, maybe 15%. If you are an uber bear and maybe you think a stock market crash is out there, maybe the great rotation finally comes and whacks tech stocks, maybe you have numbers a lot below that. So I'd love to hear from you. On the Dow, where do you have the Dow at the end of next year, kind of a year from today? Again, I have the number of 30,040, the S&P 500, 3,735. Next up, kind of going with that, is going to be Tesla. I had to pick a stock that's kind of a high flyer, very momentum based, and I want to put a year out. A lot can happen in a year. Tesla could open up another manufacturing plant, maybe maybe they deliver the truck, the Cybertruck. Maybe they miss production schedules. Maybe they have a recall. Lots of things could go on. But Tesla, when I looked up this morning, was trading at 667. Are you a Tesla bull and you see this going to 750 or 800 and continuing its legendary run? Or are you a bear and you know what? Tesla has had its run. It's the next AOL. It got added to the S&P late and the best days are over. It'd be interesting to see how many of you are bull or bears with Tesla. Next up is gold. Gold. Gold was trading when I did my list today at 1880. I think there's a lot of folks that have been waiting for gold to take off and it hasn't. It's certainly gone higher, but it has been trounced by the stock market, trounced by Bitcoin. Maybe next year. Maybe next year as it goes to 25, 2600. Or it gets replaced with a digital currency and it falls to 1500. I don't know. Where do you think gold goes in a year? Again, today I wrote down 1880, 1880. I just talked about it. Why not talk about the digital currency that is having a bang up year, and that is Bitcoin. When I did my list today, it was at 27,100. Are you like some of these Uber bulls out there that are calling for Bitcoin to be at 60,000, 80,000, 100,000 next year? Or are you like, you know what, this is a repeat of 2017 and it's going to crash to 5,000 or 4,000 or whatever. Next up for me, an important one I'm tracking and is always top of mind is where is the median home price going? Median home price I got from November. It's the most recent data. It's 310,000. That is a national number. Again, it's hard to talk real estate, talk nationally. Everybody's local, but heck, it's a number that's reported. It's a number we can look at. And again, today it's 310. Does it go up 10%? like I'm talking about, and we're talking 341 next year? Is it like John Burns that's talking 8%? Or is it like all of these talking heads talking about a 30% crash? Realize that a 30% crash on a 310 median means prices go down 93 grand. So that makes it a 217 house. Some people think, again, bull or bear. I think something that will go along with this is 30-year interest rates. Last week, it was reported that the average 30-year interest rate was 2.86%. You can certainly get lower, but that was the average. And that was the owner-occupant average, just so we're clear. Where does it go? If you think, for example, if you were a bear on housing and you thought it would go to 220 or 240, I'm going to guess that you probably think interest rates will rise, right? Do they go from 2.86 to 3.86 to 4%? Are you on the other side of that and you're like, hey, it's been going down forever. It's going to go down more. It'll be 2.5 or 2.3 or whatever it will be. These all connect. I think Tesla connects with S&P. It's 1.4% of the S&P 500 index. Tesla's off to the races. S&P's up. Tesla gets cut in half. Pretty hard for S&P to go up. See how these things tie together? I actually think gold and Bitcoin are a lot more correlated than people want to realize. Again, I think there is a transition out of the physical gold into the digital gold of Bitcoin. Again, I get that from analyst reviews I'm reading. One company is selling off 5% of its gold holdings and moving into Bitcoin. Again, it's a one-off, but I think this continues. Next up is the US GDP. This is a big one. This is really going to tell if you're a bull or a bear. Is the 2021 GDP up from 2020? Is it get back to 2019? Is this cash on the sidelines going to be put to work? Do consumers move up and they go from their house that they've had for 10 years and they just painted to something bigger? Do all of these people that have been cooped up take just months off and take vacations? What's going to happen, right? Does the consumer spend? This K-shaped economy has been cruel, but there is a portion of the economy who has not had their income impacted, but is frankly spending a lot less and their savings is up. What does that mean? Can they continue to do that, or does being a consumer take over? Right? Does GDP go up 2, which has kind of been the average, or 5, or 6, or does it contract? Do you think the virus mutates and none of the vaccines work and we're going to be on lockdown for a year and a half? Some people think that. What do you think about the GDP? The 10-year bond. This is probably the one that I'm going to watch the most that most people don't watch. I believe the 10-year bond is like the canary in the coal mine. I have it down at 9.94% today, below 1%. This is why I am watching it. I think if this gets up to 1.5% next year, that's dangerous, because I think that means we may have inflation lurking under the system. If this stays below like 1.2% next year, I think the Fed is winning. The Fed is keeping rates down, and we're going to see asset inflation some more. I'm going to be watching the 10-year. I don't know how they can keep it down a year from now. It can't be under 1% much longer, in my opinion. We'll see. The unemployment rate, we've got to watch it. It is such a crooked number these days. It's almost cruel how invalid it is. But it will be one that we look at monthly. Last time I saw it was 6.7%. Month before was 6.9%. Where are we at? Where are we at the end of next year? Does it pick back up in January, February? Does it trough in September, October? Where do we got? Are we under 6%? Are we back over 7%? You know, one of the things I fear with the unemployment number is as the economy improves, we're going to see a return of people who have left the workforce, right? They're not looking. I think that's going to make that number really, really sticky. We shall see. And then finally, oil. Oil has long been forgotten, but oil now is trading at $48, right? There was a time, right? Remember 6 months ago, it was like negative, like you couldn't give away oil. It was negative on one of their month-end contracts. I think it was like negative $67 or something stupid. But now oil is 48. WTI is what it's called, or the symbol, or whatever. Where is oil? $40 is an important number in the US. That's where companies kind of break even. 48's, they're making a little bit of money. Are we over 60 next year? Are we back under 40? Oil is in a lot of stuff. It's the base ingredient for a lot of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. So again, I'd love to hear from you. I'll go through all 10 quickly. Stock market, Dow 30,400, up or down. S&P 500, 3735, up or down. Tesla 667, gold 1880, Bitcoin 27,100, median home price 310 grand, 30-year interest rate 2.86, GDP 2% more or less, 10-year 0.94, it's really funny, 0.94, under 1, unemployment 6.7, and oil at $48 a barrel. Let me know what you think, up or down. Love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. We will be doing our live stream. Bye-bye.